What's up, everybody? It's Crash. Not gonna waste a bunch of time. I do some other BS. Links to that BS in the description. Let's get right into it. Today, I want to talk about a battle royale that could possibly be coming with Battlefield 6 next fall. Now, I know what you're saying. I hear it already. But Crash, we don't even know if there's gonna be a battle royale. I know. No. I'm excited that there's probably gonna be one. We can speculate on the success of Warzone that there's probably gonna be a battle royale. And I am excited enough, want to make a video on it and talk about it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to talk about 8 things that I think the battle royale needs to succeed and be a great game, be a great addition to the game. Also, I want to know what you guys think. I love the comments I've gotten on my recent Battlefield 6 videos, and I love answering those and discussing with you people, you guys, what you think. Go ahead and drop a comment below with what you want to see in the battle royale, if you think there's going to be a battle royale, and how you want it to play. All right, without further ado, number 1, the battle royale needs wall running, advanced movement, and jetpacks. All right, I'm just kidding. The real number 1 is the development of the battle royale cannot take away from the core multiplayer Battlefield 6 experience. Battle royales, especially a free-to-play one like I'm hoping for, can bring a lot of attention to the base game. This happens in Call of Duty quite a bit. A lot of people that bought Warzone wanted to get into the multiplayer and check that out too. I want this battle royale to bring people to the core Battlefield 6 game and keep those players and those player numbers healthy, keep that player base healthy. And in the past on Firestorm, Criterion made that game so DICE Sweden could focus on the implementation of the multiplayer in the campaign. I hope something similar happens with the Battlefield 6 battle royale. Criterion could work on this one. I feel like they did a pretty good job, minus a few things, in Firestorm, so they could keep up with that. I would also like to see Vince Zampella down there in DICE LA also get his hands on it too. He knows how to make a game. Those guys know how to make a shooter. So that wouldn't make me sad at all to see DICE LA with their hands on it. But what I'm saying is the battle royale can bring people to the base game. That base game needs to be complete, and it needs to be a good game, so when those people come by, they stick. Number 2, there has to be simple healing and inventory mechanics and loot pickups. One of my criticisms of Apex Legends is there's a lot of different kinds of healing items, and in battle I didn't know, do I need to heal my health? Do I need to heal my shield? Warzone did a good job where your little bit of health regens, and it's just plates. It's just one thing that you put in your plate carrier. It needs to be something like that where there's just one item that has to do with healing. I don't think you should get health all the way back without finding some loot on the ground, but it just needs to be one item brings your health back so you can focus on the battle. Loot pickups need to be easier. One of the big problems with Firestorm was that when you kill somebody, all the loot would just fart out on the ground in a big pile. This also can happen in Warzone too, and it's hard to pick up the gun you want. What I recommend, what a lot of people wanted to see in Firestorm, was a box like PUBG where you click a button, there's a list, you click on what you want, it's yours. That doesn't work quite as good for console, so maybe there could be something a little bit different, like a smaller list that you just, you up and down and hit A or X on your whichever controller you're using, and the stuff pops into your inventory. And I think that would help speed the game process up, because the main goal we want here is that we're focusing on fighting. We're focusing on battle, positions, where the next threat's coming from. I don't want to be fiddling in my inventory trying to figure out which level of healing potion I need to do, whatever. No, I want to fight and I want to win. So I want to focus on that stuff. So hopefully all those mechanics that make up a battle royale are simple and concise. Number 3 is kind of a no-brainer, but based on past games, it needs to be mentioned, and that is balance with vehicles and weapons. I'm assuming, I'm not a big vehicle player, but I'm assuming this battle royale is going to keep the identity of Battlefield, and that means vehicles. There needs to be a way to take them out. It seems like every battle royale that comes out with vehicles, they have to be nerfed because they start out too strong. So I want them to learn from those mistakes of past games, and there needs to be loot on the ground or something you can pick up in a loadout or whatever that's pretty easy to take vehicles down. There needs to be some risk with hopping into a vehicle. I really don't want to see the last map or the last circle of the map being demo derby with just a bunch of bumper cars running around like I've seen in like H1Z1. That is horrible and not fun for anyone. Also, along with weapons, the weapons need to be balanced so that there's not just one meta. We found in Warzone, not this patch, it's in a pretty good spot now, but in the last patch with the DMR 14 and the Diamatti pistols, literally everyone in the lobby was using the same gun. If you wanted to be competitive, you had to use the same gun. And that just got boring quick. Shooters, it's all about guns. It's all about weapons. The more you can use, the more that are viable, the more replayability there is. Well, hey, I want to drop one more time because I want to try this gun out. Or I want to see if this gun, hey, I heard on YouTube, I heard from a friend on Twitter that they got a dub using this gun. I'd like to try that. It just adds a ton of replayability, and it keeps the game fresh if the weapons are well balanced. This brings us to number 4, and this is something else that has to do with replayability, and that's multiple maps. I think Battle Royale games with multiple maps are quite a bit more fun. Alvoy and Firestorm was a gorgeous map, and that's one of my favorite parts about Firestorm was how immersive it was. It was smooth. There wasn't much aliasing. The map looked great, and it ran great. That's one of the things that makes the Frostbite engine really good for Battle Royales. It works smooth, and it looks great, and it's had higher player counts kind of since its inception with 32 versus 32. I wouldn't think, not a programmer, wouldn't think though it would take that much to bump that up a little bit, get that player number up where it needs to be. But one of the things I like about PUBG is the wide variety of maps. You have Sanhok in the jungle, you have Erangel, which is temperate climate, I guess. It's normal. Then you have a desert map, and you have a snow map, and there's another kind of desert map that's smaller and faster paced in Karakin, and there's just a lot of variety there. And if you can add maps to games, that also brings the hype level back after a map gets stale for a while, because the Warzone map, Verdansk, is been getting pretty old. And I think they're going to come out with a new map pretty soon here in the new year. But having those new places to kind of immerse yourself in, especially, I love new maps in Battlefield games just because that Frostbite engine looks so good, and it's so cool to go to different places. So I'm hoping for that variety in the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. Number 5, I think there needs to be a way to get your teammates back when they die. That's something I wasn't sure about. I was more hardcore, you know, this is a Battle Royale, when you're done, you're done. But in Warzone and Apex, where you're able to get your teammates back, it keeps your friends after they die. It keeps them engaged. They can stick around, help with callouts, because in PUBG, when you die right off the rip on the drop, and your friends, there's still 3 of them left, and they want to play it out in squads, and if they do well top 5, you're sitting there for a half hour with nothing to do. So being able to get teammates is just a lot more fun. I don't think it should be as quick and as easy as the gulag in Warzone. I mean, if you think about it, in the first several circles, half the people that die automatically get to come back. I don't think that's the case. That should be the case. I think your remaining teammates need to perform a task on the ground. They need to take an objective, like Battlefield, maybe take a flag that pops up. Maybe there's respawn flags, and a flare or a balloon goes up when you start to take that point, so other people know they can attack. There needs to be some risk there to get your teammates back, but I think there needs to be a way to do it so you have that decision in game. Do I want to play my life out and go for this win, or do I want to risk it, get my teammates back, and make that push for the final circle? I really like that aspect that the most recent Battle Royales have added. Number 6, and this isn't something a lot of people think about, and I think that's why it hasn't been addressed in a lot of previous games. That is server performance, namely server tick rate. I know when you get a lot of players in a server, it's harder for that server to keep up, for people's machines to keep up. That's a lot of data, especially if you have over 100 players on the same map. But that tick rate needs to be up. There needs to be an investment in infrastructure. In Call of Duty, some of the server pings I see are 12 to 20 hertz, and that's just not acceptable. This is going to be a AAA game, and it needs to perform like one. There's times where you just can tell the tick rate is not good. I think people know enough about servers these days. If you had 60 hertz at least servers in a Battle Royale, that would be a big selling point to the community, because people know enough about how servers work these days that I think they would understand the big performance gains they would see. And if this game caught on like Warzone, where you have kill race tournaments and other things like that, and you know there was some money on the line and things were a little bit more competitive, Having better game performance and server tick rates would really bring prominent players over to this game. So I think it's really important that the servers need to be on point. This carries over from my 6 things that Battlefield 6 needs to survive, my Battlefield 6 wish list video I did. Weapon customization and weapon rotation with ground loot. What I mean by that is the weapon customization I hope is in the main game needs to pass over into the Battle Royale. Like I've said many times, guns are the central part of shooters, and being able to customize those adds so much replayability to the game because you want to try different things. You want to see if this gives you an edge. Do you want to see if this suits your play style? So there needs to be a way to get custom guns into the game. Warzone did a pretty good job where you have to collect cash, you have to buy it. When you buy it, red smoke comes up, enemies on the map can hear it a long ways away, they see it, they know you're there, now your position's compromised. There needs to be a risk that you can take, a contract or a task, an objective you play on the map that can allow you to get custom weapons. Also, right along with that, the ground loot, the guns that are already there on the map, those need to be rotated regularly. If there's, you know, 1 or 2 assault rifles that you always pick up, that can get pretty old, 1 or 2 of each kind of gun. Those need to be rotated regularly, I feel like, just to keep that variety of guns changing, keep people trying new guns, and hopefully it keeps there from being one meta that everyone uses, everyone using the same gun. Keep that gun variety going, keep it high. The last one I want to talk about real quick is number 8, and that's that the circle needs to be unforgiving and it needs to move fairly quickly. One of the great things about Battlefield games is campers in buildings. We got destruction, we can just blow up those buildings. That's great. But another thing that needs to cut down on camping is that the circle, the zone needs to close quickly to keep people moving, keep the gameplay exciting and moving along and the game progressing. And also it needs to be unforgiving. Warzone did a great job of this. When you're out in the gas, you're not going to be out there that long. There's nothing worse than getting killed in PUBG gas camper. It's really frustrating and no one really enjoys it. And it's kind of a rat play. So just to do away with that, the circle needs to be tuned. It needs to be balanced and keep the game moving. That's pretty much all I had today. That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you on the next one. Thank you.